What's good, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. Cheap Sense here. And I haven't done one of these type videos in a very long time. And I don't know, I just felt like doing a slight weekend review where most reviewers go back to, I guess they start at Sunday and go to the following Sunday or whatever. I'm just going to do what I wear during the week, Monday through Friday, because technically I don't really do much on the weekends, especially with this corona thing going on. I was an introvert anyway, as far as like staying away from people, as far as like going out and doing things. And like, I'm really a homebody. I like to stay home. I like to, catch up on things, spend time with my kids whenever they're here and stuff like that. So I just feel like I'm gonna do it a little bit different than everybody else. Some people are not gonna agree with me doing it from Monday to Friday, but hey, it's my channel. I do what I want to do, so it is what it is. So starting off with Monday, I wore one of my absolute favorite cheapies. This is one of the fragrances that I started my fragrance journey with, as far as like on YouTube. I bought this from Ross, and it was like $10, $12, something like that. I think it was like $10, $9.99 or something like that. And I was quite surprised by this fragrance. I actually thought it was for women, but it's actually for men. At the time, I thought that. I didn't know much about fragrances, but I bought it and I liked it, especially when I wore it to work and I started getting all these crazy compliments from co-workers and nurses and staff on the floors and stuff like that. And it quickly turned into one of my favorite fragrances. I used to rave about this so much when I first started. And it is from Liz Claiborne. It is Bora Bora. And I'm pretty sure if y'all have been watching this channel for a while, you already know that I'm a big fan of this fragrance. Not so much the bottle, but I love this fragrance. And I don't know what is in this that women love so much, but they love this fragrance. And I'm gonna be honest, and I know me and Trey talk a lot, and it's a big thing going around. Me and Sam also talked about it, and Sam talked about it in his live, well, Cali Gents, I think it was his live stream, but Sam Broom and a few other reviewers were in there, and they were talking about this also, how fragrances almost always remind you of, especially the newer ones, something else. And this actually reminds me kind of, I'm not saying that it smells like Missoni, but it has that same kind of vibe. That blue kind of vibe that you get with that slight sweetness. But I think this, especially for the price, is much better than Missoni. I got mad compliments when I wore this, but this is just me personally. When I'm around people, people do tend to cling to me a lot. They like being around me in my company. This got me way more compliments, and I have yet to get one with this fragrance. Even though I like Missoni, this is far superior. So don't run out and get this and expecting what you get out of this. I would much rather you go get this for $10 and be satisfied and possibly get the compliments versus paying what you would pay retail for this if you can't find it in discounters, in which that's where I found this at a discount store. I did buy the initial bottle when I bought Chanel Allure Homme Sport or Extreme. I bought this and that at the same time, but I got a backup bottle, and it actually came with a 30 ml that I actually just sent to a subscriber to my channel not too long ago. I sent him the 30 ml, but I have a backup bottle of this. I like it, just not as much as Bora Bora. So that is what I wore on Monday. Tuesday, from the House of Sensual Obsessions. I know Kevin Hope gets a lot of flack, but I tell Kevin all the time, whether he knows it or not, or whether he reads my comments or whatever, keep doing what you're doing. Don't worry about what others are saying, and you'll be just fine. That's the problem. Too many people in FragCom always worrying about what the next grown man is doing instead of worrying about themselves. I just don't get it. But Kevin, keep doing what you're doing, man, and things will be okay. But I wore his formulation of YSL-Y, and I did not get the best performance out of this. It's a nice, fresh, great smelling fragrance. But then I did say in the comment section on, I think, Instagram, that the day I wore this, which was Tuesday, it was kind of muggy and I was sweating profusely because I work in a wood yard now. And most fragrances aren't going to perform under that kind of stress, especially a freshie or, something like that. But if I wasn't doing anything, I believe I would have got way better performance out of this. I got about 5 hours, 5.5 hours of longevity out of this, which isn't bad. It's average for me. Projection was probably like an hour, maybe an hour and a half. I did get, I think, 2 compliments the day I wore this from coworkers, but it wasn't from females. It was from some of my guy coworkers, in which I don't mind that. There ain't nothing wrong with that. Some people get uncomfortable with stuff like that. Doesn't bother me at all. But not a bad fragrance. So check out Sensual Obsessions. He has a whole host of fragrances that people are raving over. I particularly like Andy Warhol and Lime in the Sky more than anything else, but that's just me. So Tuesday, YSL-Y from Sensual Obsessions. It's their formulation. This bottle I don't have anymore. I actually gave it away yesterday to a coworker. They smelled it on me and said that, hey, I need to get some of that from you. And I actually had the bottle in my pocket. It was a decant, actually, one of the little small samples. It came in a bottle like this from Sensual Obsessions again, and it was his formulation of Bond No. 9's Bleecker Street. And if you have not tried Bleecker Street, the original bottle, the Bond No. 9 version, try it, get a sample of it if possible. But if not, then go for Kevin Holt's formulation of it. It smells phenomenal. And some fragrances I can't believe I just missed out on. Now, you're not going to get the greatest performance because, once again, it's almost like a freshy type fragrance. Has some sweetness to it. I like it a lot. It's not meant to be worn on those extremely hot days where I'm sweating and, the sun's beating down on me. Like, I have an actual 2-tone tan. You can see where it's darker down here, but I'm lighter up here. So it's pretty hot outside, and most freshies aquatics and stuff like that don't last that long, especially in extreme conditions. So Bleecker Street smelled great, just didn't perform well off of me. I think I got about 4.5, maybe 5 hours of longevity, about an hour to an hour and a half projection, which isn't bad. That's somewhere around average for me for most of these fragrances and my skin, body chemistry and stuff like that. But that was another fragrance from Sensual Obsessions, and you can see Sensual Obsessions has some heavy hitters in their catalog, so check them out. That was Wednesday. Thursday, I wore one from a fairly new company. They are doing some of the same fragrances that Kevin Holt and other small brands of fragrance companies are doing. But this is Dapper Fragrances formulation of Virgin Island waters. And if you haven't seen the review on this, check out the review. This is a very good fragrance. I like it a lot. It is full bottle worthy. I know a lot of people don't like the fact that some of us keep talking about clone houses, but if these fragrances are good, they're performing, doing what they're supposed to be doing in most cases, I don't see why not promote them a little bit. I know some people are infatuated with having full bottle presentations, and I was one of those people at first, but now it doesn't really matter to me. I know I'm not going to go through all of this stuff that I have, so, you know, might as well start going to samples and decants. But Dapper Fragrances is a fairly new company. If you don't know them, find him on his Facebook page, and his name escapes me right now. But I'll see if I can find the link and I'll add it in the description. But from what I've gathered so far, he sent me, I think, 3 different samples. And all 3 samples are pretty damn good, in my opinion. So check out Dapper Fragrances. And last but not least, today, which is Friday the 10th, and I just did a short review on this one. And it is from the house of Chanel. It is Platinum Egoist Pour Homme. And this is just a carded sample that I have. But if you've seen this bottle plastered, all over Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, people are talking about it. Not as much as they used to. But all I heard about this fragrance is that it was a nice, very nice freshie. And I actually had a chance to get a bottle of it. I just told this story from Belk's, which is across the street from me. But instead, I actually had Chanel Allure Homme Sport or Extreme on the counter. I had the Platinum Egoist on the counter. And the guy talked me out of it and talked me into getting Missoni, which had just came out. And it was another one of them blue type fragrances. Kind of has the vibe of Bleu de Chanel a little bit, or a clone of it. But I put back the Egoist because the price was a little steep. I got the 2 other bottles for like, I think it was like $70 something that I got those for with a discount, and I signed up for a Belk's credit card or something. So they gave me a nice discount. It was almost like 2 for 1. But I sprayed this on this morning. And I mean, soon as the first 2 sprays came out and it lit up my room, I was like, oh my God, I cannot believe. And I just sprayed it again on my hand in the last video. I can't believe that I gave up this for Missoni. And I'm not saying Missoni is a bad fragrance. Like I said in the last video, I'm just saying that this Egoist is a far superior fragrance to me. It's a nice freshie. It's not overpowering. It's not loud. Why Chanel Allure Homme Sport or Extreme is a little bit on the loud side. It's sweet. It's super fresh. But it's a compliment getter. This is also, it's just not going to be as aggressive, and the scent bubble around you is not going to be as big, but it doesn't matter because the fragrance itself makes up for it. If somebody is within that range of being able to smell this, they're going to say something because this is nice. Trust me. So that's what I wore for this week. I may start doing a few videos like this. More videos like this, depending on how this one goes. If people are feeling it, let me know down in the comment section what you think. If y'all want to know what Mr. Cheap Sense has worn during the week, or are you just cool with going to the video every day and seeing what I'm wearing? Because I post almost every day in the mornings what I'm wearing, my scent of the day. So if y'all like this format, let me know. I'll keep doing it. If not, I'll scrap it, find something else. Anyways, I'm out of here, y'all. Here is to smelling great. Peace.